So my name is Frank Delgado. I'm the director here at Arte Americas and the curator, do a little bit of everything. And this exhibition was very special and sort of magical in the way it all came together. Every time we have a piece by one of these artists, people want to find out more. And they all have their individual stories, how they're connected to Arte Americas, and it's exciting to see what happens when you get artists who kind of have the same similar mindset toward life, toward art, toward people. So when you get all of these artists together, there's an energy that's created, and all of these artists are also connected to Arte Americas. So they are all kindred to each other, to the spirit of what we're doing here, the mission of Arte Americas. So it's very, very exciting. And we're here today to just really celebrate art, artists, and creativity. So what I want to do is I want to introduce you to some of the artists that are here featured in the exhibition. And I just have three simple questions here, so everybody will just answer the same questions, and then we'll just... The main event tonight, this afternoon, is my good friend Danny Green. Danny Green is connected with Arte Americas. We had a show a couple years ago where Frida Kahlo was the theme. And Danny Green had found out about this Frida Kahlo theme and contacted me and said, hey, I want to be a part of this show. I'm like, great, send me a picture of your painting. He's like, well, I haven't painted it yet. I was like, that's not really how it works. He lives in LA, and it was like Monday, right? I'm going to LA on Friday, so unfortunately, Mr. Green, we're gonna have to have you at another show. And he's like, no, I can totally do it. I was like, okay. Well, so I wake up the next morning, and in my email box is this time-lapse video of Danny Green painting this painting. I think it was 3 feet by 4 feet. This amazing Frida Kahlo. He painted it overnight. And he's like, it's about, halfway there. This thing was done. He finished it the next day, and on like Wednesday, he's like, it'll be dry by the time you come on Friday. He has a very interesting story. This way he doesn't need to go all the way into it. He can talk about new stuff. But the interesting story is that 4 years ago, Danny Green had never touched a paintbrush other than one time in junior high and this whole thing. I had to talk to him about it later, but a drunk driver hit him, suffered major brain trauma, and one of the results of that brain trauma was that he had this ability to paint with virtuosity. So when I contacted him about painting this 36-foot long colossal piece that you saw as you came in, he'll tell you all about it out there after this. So when he tells you about this, it's amazing. But how many days did it take Danny to paint this thing? Like a good week, I know. I know students who can't write a 4-page paper in a week, and so 36-foot long, incredible piece of artwork, and once again, just like, I didn't even know what to expect the first time I met Danny Green, and he's got this big dog, and he's just awesome, and just a cool guy. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our compadre from Los Angeles, Danny Green.
Thank you. A big thank you to Frank. He's really an awesome guy. He's one of those people that supports you and always gasses you up and makes you feel great no matter what, right? So, first of all, hola, good morning, good afternoon, hello. Anybody? I have a really bad head cold. Hello? Oh, okay, thank you. My name's Danny Green. It's an honor to be here with everybody. I walk here and I love Arte Americas. I love coming out here because the art here and the artists here are truly inspiring, And I wanted to give special thanks to my mom for coming out here today, coming up here with me. Can we give her a round of applause? She's always been so supportive. So I barely have 4 years of painting experience to speak of. I got an F in high school art class. I'd thrown out. Yeah, well, I wasn't a great student anyway, but art had really didn't interest me. And of course, when you're a kid, everybody does a tempera paints in middle school. But yeah, it's ever since then, it's been an interesting ride. And it hasn't been fun. You know, people often come up to me and they say, wow, you're so lucky this all happened to you. It's not as much fun as it sounds. But the good news is, I feel that the greatest gift that I have from everything that's happened to me is much more compassion. Compassion for other people. You know, because we as artists, you know, we all like to think that we make a difference. But I believe as artists, we are the ones that inspire people who make the difference. Whether politically, whether overseas or just at home. Because of where am I from? I gotta stick to the format here. Sorry guys, I'm kind of crazy. That's one of my things. I know, try living with me. Where do I live? I live in Glendale, California. It's a suburb of Los Angeles, about 15 minutes north of downtown LA. I am currently thinking about relocating somewhere a little bit less expensive. It's gotten really expensive down there. It's not much fun to live in LA anymore. It used to be great, and now it's just not much fun. What inspires my artwork? I'm inspired by people. You know, I've had the benefit of being able to travel the last couple of years since the accident. You know, I've gone to some really cool places. You know, I've spent some time in Cuba, which was great. You know, I just got back from my first show in London. You know, I went to Art Basel this last year. It was awesome. But I like to paint people who I just encountered on the street. Like the girls in the painting. You know, one of them works at the local art store that I buy my paints from, and the other one is somebody who I painted before. I believe that as an artist, we all try to do the best we can every day. I also believe that the canvas is a mirror. When I look at that painting, I take something away from it different than what you do. We project what we feel into that canvas. And then other people take something different away from it. You know, the biggest inspirations to me are really other artists. Not so much in their style or what they do, but just from their energy. You know, coming here gets me inspired. Seeing all your faces gets me inspired. My only hope is to leave the world a little bit of a better place than when I found it. What's next for you in terms of art, or what is my dream project? Y'all remember those naked Trump statues that showed up a couple months ago? Y'all remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing something with them too. You'll hear about it in a couple months. Don't tell anybody though. That's on the down low. It's nice. It'll be fun though. You know, next for me, I want to do some really big abstract work. You know, it's funny, I was in London, I was talking to an art counselor, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I just feel inspired to do giant, like 10-foot by, 20-foot giant abstract pieces. And she's like, no, don't do that, nobody wants to see. I'm like, now you told me no, now I have to do it. You know, it's the way it goes. Also, what's next? I don't know, just make pretty pictures, man. Just go out there and try to make the world better. Try to be kind to people. I just did a project on Skid Row last week where I love doing charity work, guys. That's my big thing. A charity reached out to me and said, hey, Daddy, we do this thing where we go out there, we feed the people on Skid Row. And if you don't know Skid Row in downtown LA, it's pretty rough. It's about as rough as it gets. You know, there's a lot of forgotten people out there, and it's a real shame. They said, we want you to come out here and help. What can you do? And I said, well, what do you want me to do? They said, well, come up with the concept. And I said, great. And it's called the Sidewalk Project. They're great people. What they do is basically they hand out hygiene kits for women, for about 10,000 women. They feed people, they clothe people. It's wonderful. So I came up with this idea of doing a canvas about the same size as that one over there. But I didn't want to paint it. I wanted all of the people there on Skid Row to paint it with me. So I just kind of came up with this concept, and we had people come up, and they did all the painting. And they got the whole community involved, because it is a community down there. You know, even though they're homeless, this doesn't mean they're not a community. And it was amazing. It was amazing how the explosions of color and brilliance that came out of these people. That's kind of stuff that inspires me. You know, because everything down there is very gray. It's very bleak. What did they bring? They brought color. Dream project? Well, I guess I'm already living it. Right? I'm lucky. I'm very lucky to be where I am today. I'm very lucky to be standing up in front of you good people. And I'm very lucky to be sitting here with amazing artists and having my work displayed next to theirs. The charcoals, the alcohol ink, the photography, the digital work. That's my dream. Is to be up here with people who I feel are way more talented than I am, and yet here I am. That's cool, man. You know, because typically I'm a hermit. I don't leave the house. And people are like, no, I don't. You know, because in my studio, I create alchemy. And it's whatever I want it to be. The world outside is scary, man. Look at how everybody's feeling these days. I know y'all are feeling it too, right? Is everybody a little bit scared? I'm not alone, right, everybody? Yeah, people are nodding. It's scary. But in my studio, in my little world, with my big stupid dog, he's a monster too, he's great. In there, I find serenity. So, anyway, thank you for listening, guys. I'm Danny Green. Have a great day.
So now I will give everybody a chance to be able to go, the artist a chance to go and get another drink if you need one. Also want to thank your mom for being here. My mom's even here volunteering. Let's hear for moms, you know. Let's put it together for hands together for the artist, seriously. It's very, very beautiful. So you can talk to them, find out more, ask them about their artwork, and you know, thank you for making this trip up here, all of you that made the drive out here, and my fellow directors, you know, cultural center directors coming out here and supporting. Our Fresno State interns are here from the marketing class. They're going to be going around with the donation box. We keep our events free so that nobody gets left out. We want everybody to be able to be here, but they're going to walk around with the donation box. Some of that's going to go to Danny's gasoline fund so he can get back to LA. So support artists in this way, and also it also helps us to continue putting these events on or buying, you know, toilet paper and stuff. Anyway, thank you for being here, guys. Yes, thank you so much.
Buenos dias and welcome, bienvenidos de la Arte Americas.
Arte Americas.
Yes, I'm here with Mr. Danny Green.
Hello.
And we're in front of this massive piece of art, and I already have a shot of that. And Mr. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
Frank pretty much covered everything in the previous talk there. Was there anything that you wanted to add?
Well, I'm just grateful to be here. You know, it's Arte Americas. Everywhere in the Central Valley is always warm and welcoming and in open arms. It's just a great place.
Yes,
you know?
it is. Yes, it is.
You know, it's the kind of place where you walk into and you can see some of the best art around from some of the greatest artists out there, and has a very hometown vibe. So I love being here and being a part of.
Well, thank you so very much. And if there's nothing else for you to add, because your work is pretty much saying it for us. And
love and compassion is always the way.
yes, and I was really inspired by your talk earlier, so I'm kind of like overcome. So I'm highly charged, and I'm very just pleased to be here with you and in front of your artwork.
Hey, would you like a hug?
Yes.
Bring it in. Oh, nice.
Thank you, Mr. Green.
You're very welcome. Pleasure.
Pleasure was mine. Good night.
Awesome.
Thank
You
you.
rule.
Woo.
That was perfect.
And then this is like a parent shot.